Hello and welcome to Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and sometimes referee, Zach Stat Pearson, and today I'm joined by the tallest of the free men from House Virginia, one Corey Troy.
How you all doing?
And of course, the security to end all security of House Freeman, the tallest of Virginia, Officer 9000 plus one.
Since when was I in security detail?
And of course, the Wakandan ambassador to the United States military, currently stationed in House Troy of the Free Men, one Michael Dat Hill.
When did we all get related to this dude? Can someone explain this?
And of course, we have the outlaw bounty hunter mercenary who will hunt you down in any area, in any place, in any time of day, inside the House of Troy, of the tallest of the free men in Virginia, one Xeno 120.
I am very much confused.
It doesn't matter, so is everyone else. All right, so today's topics are kind of more on the optimistic and curious nature, which seems to be like the most comforting zone for a lot of people. Topic 1, PlayStation 5 confirmation. We've also been told there'll be a new type of trigger system on the controller. What do you guys think about it? Or what do you think of some possible advantages for this new format? Topic 2, Bluepoint Studios, a company famous for going into high details with remasters and upporting of old games and classic titles, has recently revealed that they are in talks with Sony to do one big title, and that's all they're going to say, to be prepared for the PlayStation 5. What games do you think is it going to be? Excuse me. Having a little bit of throat issues. Also, what games would you like to see scaled up and put on the PlayStation 5? No, this does not mean PlayStation 4 only. You can go as far back as PlayStation 1 if you want to. Topic 3, motion control gaming has been around as far back as the 90s. However, the two most common formats are singular device manipulation and tandem device manipulation. Now, seeing as how we all have had years upon years to experience both these formats, which format do you think is better for the industry as a whole? Or you prefer to become more common? Topic 4, I know we asked this before, but unfortunately due to issues involving cdbaby.com, yeah, that's right, I said it, I'm still pissed about that shit. It was never able to be truly answered. So I want to re-ask the group, since I'm pretty sure we're going to get more people this time in the podcast, and rightfully so. What is your favorite soundtrack from a video game? Whose music do you truly feel like no matter what time of day it is where you are, you could listen to the soundtrack and just relax? Also, soundtrack recommendations. All right. Hey, Zeno, you back yet?
Yeah.
Cool, you going first. Whilst I grab some Pringles.
Okay. So, topic 1. PlayStation, the new trigger system. I definitely read something about it being like hectic, something. I don't know. I just feel like maybe it was, I didn't look into that much.
Okay, well, let me tell you then. They're using a different format and trigger style for the trigger buttons. So the triggers can adapt based on what someone would want. I didn't know there was a cheese emote. Based on what the game developer might want the trigger to respond like. So, for instance, let's say you're playing a shooting game and they make the trigger respond once it's pushed all the way back. So that way, it feels more like you're firing a gun and you have to use gun-based reflexes. Whereas with other titles, we'll say something like, a fighting game, for instance. They can make it so either, I think the way they explained it was the minute it feels any form of pushback whatsoever, it'll trigger whatever action is macro to that trigger button. Or it'll shorten the time it takes for that button to be fully pushed all the way backwards.
Okay, so
and haptic
sounds
feedback.
Like oh my bad.
No, it's just those two.
It sounds like you know how like when they mod controllers, that's what it sounds like, a built-in mod. Which that for a shooting game, that'd be amazing because then you don't have to pay like $100 to upgrade a controller that you already paid $50 for. I don't know how much it costs. I'm just exaggerating, but I definitely think it can help. Probably competitive gamers. I can see that happening. I know they're gonna redesign the controllers, so because people like
They are.
bitch about the way the controllers are like the size. So
My problem is that damn battery life.
I can't relate anyway. Yeah, I just think it'll help like more hardcore gamers and people maybe who want to get more into gaming. Maybe they play like sports games where they feel like they can play another game and half be good at it instead of just completely getting dominated. They might help them play more. So they might make more money off the fact that more people are going to want to play the game, different games, than just the one they usually playing.
Okay, and what new feature would you like to add to the PlayStation 5 controller?
Nope. I don't know, man. I mean, there's nothing like specific that I want for the PlayStation controller. As long as I can play the game. Maybe a shock absorber, so when you like spike the controller, it doesn't just completely explode. So, topic 2. So what do I think is going to be upscale for PlayStation 5? I just think pretty much all of the like the top PS4 games, for example, Horizon, God of War, stuff like that. I think they're definitely going to be upscale if they were to be upscale. If they were to upscale like older games, I want them to bring back some JRPGs that were like underrated in America. I don't know if anybody's ever played like Dark Cloud. They need to do.
Everybody played that. They made a sequel to it too.
You guys might have played it, but like when I was in high school, nobody knew what Dark Cloud or like Persona or Rogue Galaxy or none of those games were. So,
Fuck yeah, Rogue Galaxy.
It's my shit, dude. Yeah, though, like those games, like Growl Lancer and fucking Ultimate Sphere, that'd be pretty cool. Even though they're companies.
Holy shit, someone else that knows about Growl Lancer?
They turned it into a mobile game.
I'm not playing with you. You know, Wild Arms. Anybody ever play Wild Arms?
Yes, 1, 2, and 5 for the PS2.
They have a mobile
You didn't play
game.
3?
Grow Lancer has a mobile game, and it's apparently 10 times better than Fire Emblem. You actually do have to do strategy.
You have to think, yes.
But yeah. Also, I just saw something where they said they're gonna I don't know if they're gonna like redo the Warriors game. I never played it, but it looked fun. Anyway. So does anybody else remember like on the PlayStation 3 they had the motion control inside of the controller? And it was
Yeah.
a dragging game.
That terrible shit. Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah. For something like that, I don't think it's really is even worth doing. Because it just wasn't implemented right and was just unnecessary. But for the PlayStation Move, I think it was basically just a Wii ripoff. But if we're gonna do it, right, I think it should at least just make it 2 hands, versus 1, because I feel like you feel a lot more like you can dive into a game more like when you're playing with 2 hands versus just playing with 1, and I think it can feel more accurate. Because if you play like Just Dance or something, and you only use 1 controller, I feel like it doesn't really, it's not accurate. Like as much as I want it to be, at least.
You have no idea how much I'm enjoying picturing you playing Just Dance. Why would you tell me that?
First of all, I dance outside of Just Dance, so I actually do know how to dance and stuff. But Just Dance is a really fun game, and I really like playing it. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I think it's more immersive when you play with two hands versus just one. But I think we should leave it. Like, I don't think everybody should try to do it. I think you should be like, Nintendo has, the fucking motion control games and all that. It's like, okay, cool, I can rock with it. And I don't know anything about no CD Baby because I guess I'm too young. But a good game soundtrack is Legend of Mana.
Fuck yeah.
That is a great soundtrack. And Sonic R. That's just.
Oh God,
knows that.
no! What you do that just to troll people? That garbage ass soundtrack. I get nightmares thinking about that shit.
You feel the sunshine.
No, that's not even the worst one. That's some like Barney type shit. The problem was the main theme song. Everybody supersonic. I swear to God, I wanted to die. The game isn't even called Supersonic Racing. It's called Sonic Racing. So why the fuck did you call it Supersonic? Oh my.
Living in the city, you have to survive.
Living in the city, I'm gonna fucking make you die.
But yeah, I think those two are like some of my top game. Oh, I mean, like Persona 3's soundtrack is good too, though. But I have a bias for that game, so yeah. That's it. That's all my top.
I might like Digital Devil Saga, but there's some pedo shit going on, or just creepy shit in general. Not sure yet. Okay. Ruler of the free men. King of the tall Andals. First of his name. Go ahead and do the topics.
Me?
Motherfucker, whose last name is Free Man?
Right. Well, you said in the intro.
Yeah, just do it.
1 second, my dog's barking.
He has detected an intruder. How dare you let someone get this close to the leader, officer?
I never should have come here.
Okay, I think he stopped.
Hold on. Due to time difficulties, we're gonna let officer go next, then you, okay?
Okay.
That's you, man.
Alright then. Sorry, I was coughing. I figured y'all didn't want to hear me coughing, so yeah. Alright. Topic 1. This new trigger system, yeah, I agree with Zeno here. It's probably going to be something aimed a bit more towards the, hardcore gamer, which honestly it's not a problem because I don't think it's going to be something that would affect the controller to the point where a non-hardcore gamer would not be able to use it as effectively. So, hey, it's probably going to be really good. Maybe they'll have it where they'll make it a bit more sensitive to the point where the degree at which you press the trigger may have it do different things. Giving it, more functionality, kind of like how the right and left thumbsticks were given more functionality because they were turned to do actual buttons. So in a similar vein, maybe they're going to be giving additional functionality of like just tapping it to full on pressing it, or maybe another thing where just holding it down will do something else. And that right there offers three uses for a button that previously had like what, one?
Yeah, one.
Which suddenly that opens up two additional uses, two additional commands one can assign to a single button.
Okay, and what new features would you like to see in the PlayStation 5 controller?
Honestly, I can't really think of any. If they
Jesus
do
Christ.
the
Seriously?
trigger button like I just suggested, honestly, I think that'd be the most I would want from it. Because the existing features on the PS4 controller, it's honestly good enough for me. Alright, on to topic 2.
Mm-hmm.
And this one really takes me back. Old games getting remastered. Personally, I think, despite it, already getting a fancy remake, I think games like maybe Shadow of the Colossus and Eco. Well, I don't know if Eco got one of those fancy remake treatments. But personally, the more I can see of those, the better, because they're both really great games. And, well, to be honest, kind of stole my thunder with a bunch of those JRPGs. But, more than likely, they're only going to go for the really popular ones. So, the likes of Wild Arms, a series that, well, as far as I know, is unfortunately dead, probably won't get the fancy remake treatment. But something like, maybe Persona? Yeah, that'll be fine. But yeah, let's see. And actually another one that could get a fancy HD scale up could be maybe Chrono Cross. I mean, despite what you may think of the game, it was still pretty fun. A really great soundtrack too.
No RPG on this earth should have damn near 40 playable characters. And I'm going to just come out and say it right now.
Alright, let's see here. Then we have topic 3. Yeah, tandem device manipulation is definitely the better choice, as while I've had limited use of the Nintendo Switch, it is a really, really good setup, and should probably be what they use from now on, as, well, another thing that was mentioned already, it feels a lot more natural. And it also offers a great deal more variety of what you can do with the controller. I'll say they were really creative with what they did with the Wiimote, as I think back to, I think it was WarioWare, where, yeah, they had you doing a lot of really crazy things with the Wiimote there, with 2 of these motion controllers, that opens up a whole new world of what they can do for motion for games that use that. So yeah, I think the tandem is significantly better.
Cool.
Okay. Topic 4.
Dun dun dun.
Well, kind of already said it, but the soundtrack for Chrono Cross is something I can listen to basically anytime. It's
Okay, do you mean
honestly,
Chrono Trigger by chance?
I was about to add Chrono Trigger to that as well.
Oh,
but
okay.
Chrono Cross was also.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because you know that whole franchise is the naming moniker is weird. First it's Chrono, then for no reason at all it changes to Xeno. That shit was just odd, but okay, I get what you mean.
But yeah, so the soundtrack of Chrono Cross I can listen to basically anytime. Chrono Trigger, a bit less of, anytime, but it's still one that I can listen to real often and never stop enjoying it. And, well, I suppose I might as well drop a few composers whose music is also in a similar vein to that. That being one Yoko Shimomura, known most recently for the soundtrack of Final Fantasy 15, but who's done, honestly, a lot of different games. Though probably most known for the Mana series. At least among, JRPG fans. And honestly, I would say the Mana series is some of her best work. Though, as I see here, yeah, Street Fighter and Kingdom Hearts were also pretty good. As for another 3 more suggestions, I'm going to be quick on this. Shoji Meguro, he does the music for the Persona series. Nobuo Uematsu, who, well, we all know him, at least we should, for his work in Final Fantasy and various other Square Enix games.
Which specific game soundtracks that he's made are you referring to?
Let's see here. Thinking back, the soundtracks, the one particular one that he did work for, I would say would be either Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy IX.
Interesting. Okay. Just go ahead and,
right.
leave out 7. Okay, I'm not mad. Just disappointed.
And all right, and the last sorry, I had to cough there. The last composer I'm going to suggest is a one Yasunori Mitsuda.
Soundtrack, bro.
Hmm?
Soundtrack, not person.
Yeah, I'm mentioning the composers, then I'm mentioning specific soundtracks. Anyway, thinking back on it, a few of the games that he's done soundtracks for that I can just listen to basically anytime, I would say Xenogears and thinking back further, Chrono Trigger.
Wait, didn't you already call off that? I think.
Yeah, I did.
So why did you say it twice?
But that's Chrono Trigger was a collaborative work with I think it was 3 different composers.
Okay. Now I get it.
And yeah, it was pretty good stuff. And of course, he also a Chrono Cross. Well, that's looks like all the topics. So yeah, I guess that's it for me.
All right. Hill, I'm gonna let you close us out, so I'm gonna go next right now.
Wait, I didn't even. Okay.
Oh shit! Yeah, fuck. Sorry. How dare I forget our Lord Commander?
It's okay. So for topic 1, what they could do with the controller. They said like things like environment, like if you're on ice, you're supposed to feel like slippery or something somehow. I don't know, but one of the things I think they could do really well with the controller would be like gunplay. And I was just like thinking like, how can they make like a shotgun feel more immersive somehow? Like I don't know, maybe like pulling down the trigger like will like load the shotgun and then like you have to press it again to shoot it. I don't know. I just feel like they can make. I don't know. I don't know, maybe like throwing frag grenades, like feel like really like a light press or something, like when you're like releasing the tab, whatever it's called, what's it called when you pull the what's it called?
Pin.
The pin. I should have done that. Like when you pull down the trigger, you feel like you can pull the pin out and then you can throw it. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they can make gunplay feel really cool with the new controller. With the adaptive triggers.
Okay, what new features would you add to a PS5 controller?
I don't know. I feel like they already have everything they would need on a controller. So for the point of just, I guess, for shits and giggles, I don't know, a voice controlled thing like an AI. I think did they say that already? Is there like a?
No, there's not an AI in any video game controller, and I'm not gonna lie, that kind of sort of scares me that we're already at that point. Well, that can be a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe throw a Google or an Alexa into my controller and tell me how I can get through the next segment or something. I don't know. Topic 2, Blue Point. I don't know if it was stated that it's being they're remaking something. The stuff that came to mind, which already was mentioned, was like Eco. My friend pointed this out a while back, or whenever it was first announced, that they remastered the Metal Gear Solid collection, I think for the Vita. So
hey, quick question. Really when cool you say, hey, hold on, for a quick question. When you say Eco, do you mean Eco the Dolphin, or you mean Ico the game that comes after Shadow of the Colossus?
Ico.
Okay.
Ico.
Yeah, because there's 2 of those and people keep getting them mixed up.
Echo the Dolphin.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. Okay, then Ico, which a couple of you have mentioned, I believe. But I think that because they remastered that Metal Gear Solid collection, I feel like maybe there might be a chance of remaking. I don't know. I think it'd be cool because no one's. They haven't done with anything with it, so like the original Metal Gear would be really cool. Like if they remade that.
Metal Gear.
Colonel, this is Snake.
I know, like I don't know why it's so fun to do that.
It's just instinct. It's like someone does it, someone else has it.
Yeah, it's like it's and then it always sounds like he got a Pringle stuck in his throat or 3, but somehow he can perfectly be understood. I don't know anybody who can sound like that and be choking and shit and be understood completely, but he found a way.
He found a way. Oh my god. I can't imagine like the first sessions. I know he said it was like I'm pretty sure he said like his vocal cords were on fire, which would make total sense. So yeah, and then someone officer mentioned RPGs. I think he said that would be remade.
Yeah.
And then that got me thinking maybe like The Legend of Dragoon would be really cool.
Supposedly that's already being remade. Supposedly that's already being remade.
What was that?
Supposedly, it's already being remade. You keep talking. I'm gonna go try to pull up footage.
Okay. I think remaking Legend of Dragoon would be really cool. I mean, if they can like remake any game, like if that's what's happening, maybe like Vagrant Story. If we're gonna do
Ooh, that's another good one.
Vagrant Story would be really cool. I think you, officer, did you say Xenogears?
Yep.
Really cool.
They could remake Xenogears and give us a fully complete game rather than the half-complete one they get.
Like, the second half could be, like, redone completely, right?
Okay, little bit of information on those last two things we spoke about. Ironically, the director of Blue Point Games offers hope for a Legend of Dragoon remaster. However, that same year, that year being this year, the Legend of Dragon remaster was teased by its developer. So,
Well.
I know. Now, as far as the whole Xeno thing, not you 120, there's a little bit of a story behind that, and it's a very annoying story. So I'm heavily abbreviating everything. So as most of you probably forget, because, you know, technically they weren't as famous before they left, Monolith Soft is actually run by the same people who pretty much all, with the exception of one, all came up with the Chrono or the No Saga or No Universe or Chrono Universe. There's not really a proper name for it, and it's their own damn fault because they switch between using, Chrono and Xeno. And they also don't go in chronological order. Xenogears, you know, that first one we played, that's the fifth game that's supposed to be, or the end story, or fifth episode in the Chrono franchise. Yeah, Xenogears is supposed to be the fifth game.
Not in the Chrono franchise.
Shut up, I'm getting there. Okay, so, basically, long story short, the people who wrote the story, the three people, kept adding, altering, and modifying and messing with things. To the point where, in some cases, the game would already be out, the lore would already be established, and you can't figure out or hint at what was going to or was supposed to happen until they had a rare chance back in the day of doing a re-release. For instance, it's actually a common belief that that asshole who was trying to take over the entire planet that you killed off in like the second act of a Chrono Trigger actually did succeed when he ran away to create an army to kill/destroy the original playable cast. Yeah, it was just the strangest shit. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to know that? Yeah, how are we supposed to know that? They screwed it up, but then they didn't correct it till the DS version of Chrono Trigger came out. But anyways, all right. So what happens is Chrono Cross and Chrono Cross and also parts of Xenogears start to somewhat blend together. So I'm pretty sure you may not remember, but the main reason, or the first people to get scattered across time and space, were the three wise men. Actually, literally based off of the three wise men. So it was Melchior. I can't remember the other two, but here's the thing: the first two are the only ones that show up in the entire game. You don't know where the third one is, but they found a way to stay in contact. So apparently, the third guy ends up in Xenogears, and it's actually him in the exact same outfit. And that guy was Melchior. Okay, so it's either Gaspar or Melchior used the guy who, got pushed towards the end of time, or the beginning of time, whatever the time displaced room is. He connects everything, and also the other two wise men. Because Melchior, I think that's who it in Xenogears is the exact same one from Chrono Cross. Theoretically, that motherfucker should be dead. So basically what they've been implying or trying to say is that Lavos was some form of, not Lavos, the Gnosis happened because of trying to get rid of Lavos. So Lavos is a byproduct of Gnosis, the primary enemy in Xenosaga, and the final boss and main antagonist for all of Chrono Trigger and Cross, or vice versa. Gnosis gave birth to Lavos, but different planets had to deal with the shit at different times. Earth doesn't get involved until whatever happens in episode 4 happens. Because episode 4 and also parts of Xenosaga set up Xenogears.
At least they're supposed to.
Yeah, and then on top of that, here comes Xenoblade Chronicles, which either A, has absolutely nothing to do with that shit, or B, is extremely, extremely far into the future, more so than Xenogears is. Because, first off, why is Cosmos around? Who found Cosmos and kept upgrading her? All that other shit. So, yeah, it's a confusing pile of shit. And as much as I love those games, they are absolutely and atrociously wrong for how they're handling the story. Especially when you can't even get a fucking proper numbered sequel because you feel like you're too cool for it. Like, I'll tell you to the ends of the earth, I love to death those games, but I fucking hate how they were developed. Because everything I just told y'all, I didn't even find out till this year how they were linked like that. Because I thought it was weird, people don't remember it, but when you get to the end of Xenogears, it tells you the end of episode 5. The fuck? Do they not know how to count in English in Japan? I'm pretty sure they have our number system. Y'all know that 5 is not 1. And now it technically makes more sense, but not all the sense. Sorry, continue, my bad.
All good. One second.
I'll take this opportunity to jump on out then. Talk to you dudes later.
All right. Catch you later, bro.
Okay. Topic 3. Tandem. I think tandem's better. Having 2 controllers, I think it's just a million times better. I saw that Oculus is making a hand tracking headset. My problem there is, what about buttons that you need to do other things? I don't know. Like control menus? Or is it just...
I want to know what happens if you scratch your ass. I know that sounds very, very childish, but I'm curious for the sake of how they're presenting the technology. Because if it makes your hand a controller 24/7 and we need our hands, what happens when we do basic human functions? Like scratching your ass. Dude, someone would totally do that and you know it. Don't even joke.
Yeah, I think tandem's better. If we're gonna go forward in the industry, I think tandem's just better. For topic 4,
Yeah, they can charge us more.
it's such a difficult question because I don't have like a favorite soundtrack. I usually listen to what I want to listen to at that time. Like, there's never just one soundtrack I can hear on end. Like, I love, like, when I go on a walk, I'll listen to, like, Devil May Cry, Guilty Gear, Kingdom Hearts, Nier.
What type of walks is you taking?
What kind of walks am I taking?
Motherfucker, you going through alleys and metal raves and shit? Damn. Most people try to calm the fuck down when they go on a walk.
When I walk, I try to, like, think of, like, I don't know. I used to do animation. And when I animated, I would listen to music. So I kind of just, instead of animating, I would just picture, like, I don't know, just help me come up with ideas for, like, stories. So, I don't know, that was just why I listen to, like, some crazy music. I guess Sonic Adventure 2 music can be somewhat easy to listen to, even though a lot of it's not great. Like, I don't know, Pumpkin Hill. City Escape, Middle Harbor. Those are all pretty decent songs. I don't know. I guess Kingdom Hearts is probably like my favorite soundtrack. Like as a whole.
Yeah, saw that coming.
Oh, Final Fantasy. Forgot about that. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pity vote, but thank you either way.
Or Persona 5. Persona 5. You know, Beneath the Mask is such a good song. That's it. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna keep on going and name soundtracks. It's too hard.
All right, then. Okay, so yeah. It's my turn. All right, as far as topic 1. Well, partially, Officer stole my answer, but, I'll just say I agree with him in that case since he got there first. I think that depending on how sensitive or easy it is to figure out the different positions, because we don't know if this is like an actuator or possibly a gear type situation where maybe when we push the triggers back, we know to what lengths we push it back. And it could go like second gear, first to fifth gear, something like that. But having multiple things mapped to that one button based on pressure sensitivity when it's a trigger is a lot easier than if it's pressure sensitivity on a very small button, So I think that is fucking smart having it built in, because one of the most common features on high-end controllers for the current generation is the ability to shorten the trigger press. But the main reason a lot of people don't mess with it is because they say, well, you can get a little $5 or $10 pack of plastic from literally, a $5 or $10 pack of plastic from a GameStop or something and just put on the back of your controller to fix that pressure, to make the pressure come out faster. I was like, that's what mainly stopped me from caring about that type. But to be fair, if it's built in, hey, more power to you, Sony. Now, as far as new features, I don't know why the fuck I'm the only one saying this. Turn the touchpad into a fucking screen. It's right there. Literally in your face, or rather under your chin, man. Come on. How did y'all not catch that? Bro, imagine starting a video game up from the controller, not having to wade through any menu bullshit, and then when your TV's on the right channel or the right signal input, the game starts up first. You can skip all that menu shit. That would be perfect. Or, alternatively, you can put the entire health and stamina bar system right there on the controller so there's more real estate on screen. Imagine playing a fighting game where the HP or the super meter is literally in your controller, which means your opponent is never going to know when you possibly might pop out a super. That's an advantage right there. Not to mention, what if you got Spotify or you got music insert turned on while you're playing a video game? Instead of pulling up that little sidebar menu, which doesn't count as a pause, you can do it all right there from your controller. They ain't got to make it no tiny ass 4K screen. Hell, you probably can't do 4K at that smaller size. They can make it a really nice 720 or 800 HD screen. I would be all types of down for that shit. Or hell, what if you could do custom artwork backgrounds on that touchscreen so that way everybody always knows whose controller is who? Man, the possibilities are right there. And all y'all missed it.
I just don't want a $200 controller, Zax.
Okay, look, the Wii U's going, okay? You can stop making fun of it now. If you get a touchscreen controller that's small with a panel on it, it probably won't cost more than $70. And I know what you're thinking, well, shit, they already cost like $50 and $60 now. They're as much as a game. Yes, they are. Because they can't make them cheap or they break. That being said, look, you get one complimentary. So when you get a second one, like everybody else, you don't have to get the official one. You can always get a third party. Because there's going to be a billion YouTube and Amazon reviews to let you know, hey, look, don't touch that one. This one is some hot ass garbage. Fuck that one.
Rock candy.
Okay, first off, rock candy is meant for little kids. I don't care what nobody say. Rock candy is meant for little kids. Because if those controllers, buttons, have trouble being pressed by grown adults after a week of use, then they weren't meant for adults. That's how I feel. They wanted to go cheap. They succeeded. But because they did that, you will suffer the consequences. I've yet to see anybody openly promote a rock candy.
That's fair.
Yeah. Now, as far as topic 2, I think they're going to have Blue Point just... I know it sounds lazy, because he did say, oh, we're working on something big for Sony. That's all I can say. I feel like they're going to do something lazy. Like, they're going to have Blue Point do a complete version of, something like Horizon Zero Dawn at like 8K or native real 4K instead of, checkerboard 4K or 2K times 2, which somehow isn't 4K. Man, resolutions are weird. Or they're going to have Blue Point possibly be in charge of the upscaling for the complete edition version of Spider-Man for the PS4. That's what I think. Because first and foremost, if they make a game from scratch, there's no way in fuck they can be done by the end of next year. If it's a high-end title for Sony, it's not going to be done that quickly. The president of the entertainment software company, the whole thing, not just the American branch, said that the time it takes to make a good game is increasing. So he doesn't want to rush out more titles and have a quality drop. He wants to have less titles but higher quality so they have longer value and playtime. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Plus, they're already acquiring studios left and right. So they could be in a position where they could have things that take 3.5, 4 years. But since multiple companies are doing it under their umbrella, they can always look like they have something around the corner for you. Anyways, that's what I think. No, I don't think they're putting Legend of Dragoon in a PS4 version, but I do think that Blue Point just has some Legend of Dragoon fanboys. But I really, 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 really want that shit to come back. And not just because of the combat. Legend of Dragoon had a good story. Yes, it did the cliche, oh, we gotta save the world bullshit. But what made it special is the writing. Like, it was Final Fantasy VII grade writing. Also, they had voice acting when that shit was rare. So, and it was good too. Yeah, I genuinely appreciate it. I do feel like if they were going to make the playable character, the main character based off of D'Artagnan, they should have called him D'Artagnan, because Dart just seems like a weird name to call any grown man. Anyways, fucking, oh yeah. What else could they have been doing? Oh yeah, they might also be doing an X-Men game. Or at least I want to start that rumor. I want X-Men games. And I'm not talking Ultimate Alliance. They already fucked that up. They already fucked that up. The third one, they fucked up. Not the first two. Not the first two. They thinking so far about fucking DLC characters and they barely got a functional, fun game. That shit was boring. The camera was too damn far away. No, let me stop. I'm not here to do reviews. All right, as far as topic 3 when it concerns motion controls, fucking, I'm a little bit, I don't know. Okay, I feel like it should be a tandem situation, a pair, but I don't feel like both controllers should primarily be used for motion. I feel like one should be just for steering and movement, and the other one meant for serious actions. And I'm going to tell you exactly why I say that in 2 words, Nintendo Wii. You had full motion in both controllers. But realistically, if you stop and think about it, most of those games, you could have had the motion be in one controller. However, it would obviously look and feel weird if we had something like a PlayStation 4 or Xbox controller in our hands and excuse me, we would have to control with the left side while the right side of our hand is flailing all up in the air and pressing action buttons. I don't think anybody wants that.
Just real quick, you know what would be cool if they had it to where if you were playing a racing game, you could switch the gears with the one hand and drive it.
That would be hilarious. Oh my god, that's fucking funny. Okay, so anyways. All right. So, fucking yeah, as I was saying, oh shit, Havon showed up. That's rare. As I was saying, if we're at a point where we could make the controllers untethered, there were already third parties and unapproved accessories that made the Nintendo Wii controller wireless. The current Nintendo Switch controller, the Joy-Con, completely wireless. In fact, when you want to link them to the system, there's no wire. They just touch golden circuit parts or whatever you want to call it, connector points, gold connector points. I don't know the official term. So, real talk, I kind of know that we could do or have a second coming of Wii style gameplay wirelessly. And I would love it. I would totally fucking love it. Yes, I do realize that might increase the odds of people losing one of their controller or a half of a controller, if you will. So, yeah, that's what I want. I think we can do tandem, but have one devoted to the action, the other one devoted to movement. Plus, your arms are less tired for less amount of time, so you can possibly play longer because you're really only exercising one. Who's to say you can't teach yourself or learn to be ambidextrous video game wise and play with opposite hands? I kind of want to see that. There's probably some video online of a dude fucking up so hard by switching hands on a motion game, but I still want to see it. Still want to see it. All right, now as far as topic 4, okay, I'm going to just get this out the way. The soundtrack to Nier Automata, which recently won another award, and I thought it was funny. So, Yoko Taro, the dude who made Nier Automata, and pretty much most of the Nier games, he fucking... Oh, shit, someone just texted me. That's weird. I should have silent text. Anyways, Nier Automata, there's a congratulatory video that the OST producer and composer made with Yoko Taro in the background saying, "Can you stop giving him awards for his music? I don't get any awards for my story, and it's making me very, very jealous." It feels like he's joking, but it doesn't feel like he's joking, you know? Like when somebody admits something they think and then say, "Just kidding," and laugh like, "Bitch, I know what you meant. Don't even try." So, yeah, that's a definite. Plus, if you go on Spotify alone, there are people making their own versions or renditions of the Nier soundtrack. It's crazy. Next time you guys are on Spotify, look up "Glory to Metal." You're going to know it when you see it. Holy shit. It's basically an entirely metal version or a rock version of the entire soundtrack. Or like 5 or 6 good songs on there. Fucking love it, bro. I fucking love it. Final Fantasy VII. All versions of that soundtrack. Yes, I do favor Advent Children more, but hey, you can't knock a classic. And to throw people, and since Chrono Trigger's been said a billion times over, I'm just going to throw out the Mega Man X series OSTs. In fact, as of this year, Capcom is making an honest effort to get their music out to their fans. So if you look up Capcom Sound Team on Spotify, you can see that they're dropping a lot of hits. But if we're talking specifics, my favorites are the Mega Man X and the X4 soundtrack specifically. X8 doesn't suck, but it wasn't nearly as interesting, engaging, and entertaining as any other Mega Man X game as far as music goes. So yeah, it's those for right now. All right. He's Oktoberfest and look like St. Patrick's Day hat. Hell nah. I just noticed that. Okay, so, anyways, Yeah. All right. So, shit. Any gaming news or special events and shit you guys want to talk about? What are you guys playing right now? Because we finished a lot quicker than normal.
I just finished Claire A last night. I'm doing like all the runs of Resident Evil 2.
Original or remake?
And, well,
Original or remake?
remake.
Did you see the guy that beat it in 45 minutes?
I'd like to. I beat Claire A in about 3 hours. I try to speedrun the games. I beat 7 like an hour and a half. I'm trying to get through these games really fast.
Yeah. Oh, let me put it to you like this. Have you patched the game since you got it at all?
Probably.
Well, I don't know if you can still do it. You might. But, yeah, somebody beat Claire's entire story mode in about 45 to 50 minutes.
How?
I watched him do it. It was insane. But it's basically due to a glitch. Possibly the greatest glitch rant that any speedrunner could ever enjoy, because they know that motherfucker, you can't beat him. Because now it's been patched. And I'm pretty sure you can delete patch data and installation files from
If you want to install the game off your console, you'll have the base version.
Yeah. Basically, he found a way to make the game think he's on solid ground after phasing through a staircase. So he figured out if he kept running to the right and in a corner angle, it puts him from the beginning of the game into the garage section. You know, where you basically get out of the whole precinct and go into that other place where you meet Ashley.
Still there? I think I know exactly where he would do this.
Yeah, and here's the thing though. The hit detection didn't turn on. So he kept walking past it, and it triggered the elevator where Mr. X was about to kill you. Spoilers for a 20-year-old game. Shut the fuck up.
Get out.
Yeah.
Fucking...
So he went from basically tutorial, getting inside of the police station, and within 10 minutes, he was in the last fucking hour or half an hour of the game.
Like, I was assuming he would, like, there's that door to get into the sewers.
Nope. Past all that shit. And it's at the point where you're about to get that one weapon that kills or generates electricity, something or other from the factory. Yeah.
You have to get the chess pieces.
Yeah.
So okay.
So because of that, it didn't matter that he only had one gun with very low ammo. It's fucking hilarious.
What was he playing on? Like, was he playing on like the easiest difficulty?
Nah.
He made, like the final boss.
Nah, it wasn't the easiest difficulty. It was normal when he figured it out.
That's so weird. I wonder how he beat the final bosses then.
Easily. Very, very easily.
I gotta watch this. Send it to me if you can. I'll try to find it.
No, I can send it to you. I totally can send it to you. Is anybody playing Tekken yet, or is it still just me?
I think it might be just you.
Damn. Of course, you see the irony of Tekken when yo ass fucking is the one who keep finding new information on it for me to look at.
It just comes up in my feed.
Yeah, the feed is a cruel mistress. Okay, I'm about to grab it for you. All right, Zeno, what you been playing?
Man, so I've actually just been getting achievements. If you know, again, it's a game on PlayStation called Caravan Story, and they have 2 achievements where you gotta like win 10,000 battles and like befriend 1,000 monsters. Yeah, I'm just about to not get those. I've been playing Mirror's Edge. Well, I just finished Mirror's Edge. I'm gonna do the rest of it, like clean up. Final Fantasy 14. Gotta hop back on that some more. I just got Tekken 7.
On purpose?
Yeah, why?
Nah, nothing. I mean,
I got it for $10.
it's never just $10.
I play with Lars, so I'm good.
They will.
Like I don't need any extra stuff.
You already know how it works. The first hit is free. But don't worry, something's gonna come. And when it comes, you gonna get on that Tekken dick. And you gonna massage them balls. And then you gonna get balls deep. It's gonna be that one Lars outfit or Negan. It's gonna be something.
False statements. I have not even bought any DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ. I played that way.
Seriously?
Deadass. I don't need. I'll play with like 4 people, so it's not really that big a deal to me. But
I'm mad about Blue Jita. Like, I knew Blue Jita was gonna be DLC, but I'm mad that they're all trying to play the nickel and dime game. I'm like, just make a definitive edition. But they're not gonna do that. They're just not, because they love money too much. So I'm just like, they got me. Don't get me wrong. I ain't buying no season pass. I am not paying money for base Vegeta. I'm not paying money for 7 Gokus and his grandpappy. I'd rather pay money for old man Gohan than pay for another Goku. It's too many Gokus.
The GT Goku he's a lot different actually. He's the only
Hey,
one.
we don't speak. We do not speak about GT Goku.
Because he's broken?
Because he's from GT.
Don't do GT. GT is just trying to live his life.
No, GT's life ended when Super began.
I honestly, I've been done with Dragon Ball Z, so it's what it is. Well, Dragon Ball series, like Super was good. I'm not saying it was bad or anything, but like it was just how like more powerful can we get, guys and gals, equal rights.
Yeah, we finally have female characters, and surprisingly, none of them were fucking DLC, except the one female nobody asked for. I find that ironic as shit.
Videl?
Yes.
She's actually not that bad.
No, dude. I know. I bought her. What I'm saying is just that, and plus, you don't even need to really buy DLC. Every time they make an update, somebody torrents it, and then you can play the whole game with the shit. But, you know, I'm not going to give links because, actually, I don't have a reason. I'm just not going to. It's too easy to Google. But everyone wanted one of them female Saiyans. Everyone wanted one of them female Saiyans. Some people just wanted more females in general, and it's not on a smutty thing. It's just because if you sit back and look at the entire character roster of Dragon Ball, you know it leans in one sex. So, you know, it's just interesting. It's like the main reason why, and parents will get confused all the time, when you go and make a character in a video game, why'd you make a girl when you're not a girl? It's like, because I see dudes all the time. Like, I'll play a video game, and sometimes I'll just notice 90% of the characters are dudes. So I just want to see something be different and unique. Monster Hunter is the quietest, most uninteresting deadpan character you can ever put in a video game. But when I play Monster Hunter, I make a female, because even if you look at the NPCs in the game, the majority of them are fucking dudes. I just want a variety.
That's true.
Yeah, like I don't inherently make a character whose sole purpose is to be my personal stripper version of myself. Like that shit feels played out at this point. You want to see a custom character you think looks good and will do what you want? Just go find a porn, type in your favorite body parts or preferred body parts, and there you go. Video games show up, I came to play. Anyways, just out of curiosity, do any of you guys think that Well, at this point, you know, I could have made it a topic, but I really didn't because I feel like it would have been a yes or no situation. But any of you guys think that we're still actually possibly going to get some Devil May Cry 5 DLC? Because I don't know anymore. I feel like they're either going to hold off for the PlayStation 5 with some more shit, or they just said, fuck it.
I feel like it would be like a Devil May Cry 5 special edition kind of deal, like with 4. I feel like that's what it would be if they were to do that.
I haven't played Devil May Cry 5.
To be fair, you're not missing much. You have played 3 and 4 special edition. Unlike some people, but
I played 4 special edition.
yeah, now you have.
I beat it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
But not 3.
Like when it first came out, I remember me and my brother borrowed it from the library for the Xbox 360. And we beat it then, and I decided to replay it. So I did beat it forever ago. I still got to work on 3.
That's a damn shame.
I still find it funny how when they first showed the scene where Dante is dancing with the hat and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. The game just came out and they're already making memes. I'm like, wait a minute. This is an actual scene from an actual game.
I thought it was Source Filmmaker. That thing looked a little funny.
You know the worst part? They still didn't sync up any of the damn cutscenes that are out of sync. Anyways. All right. I was just curious because we already mentioned it. Dan Southworth said, hold on. One day you'll see this devil's power because, you know, Dan Southworth can't hold water in a fucking steel bag. Yes, those exist, by the way. I seen one. It was fucking weird. And they did do some patching to Virgil's character that allowed him to do his moves at different angles. So I just don't understand it. And then the whole ending of the game was literally the start of what could have been DLC for Trish and Lady. Obviously, the biggest load of shit or a lie that they can tell us is very simple. Well, that's how most of the games end, with a fight or a start of a new mission. And you're not wrong. Devil May Cry 1, Trish and Dante start a fight. I would start the next mission. Devil May Cry 2, I don't want to talk about it. Devil May Cry 3, after Dante and Lady get into a big ass fight, Dante picks up the phone, tells him it's Devil May Cry, like he's about to get another mission. Devil May Cry 4, they literally do a fake pseudo, the next mission's about to start with all 3 of these motherfuckers being playable. Devil May Cry 5, same shit without the explosions. Hey, I got a new job for you guys since Dante's not around. I'll take both of you. Let's go. So I'm mad, but I get it. I totally get it. Because they started that before the whole entire era of DLC every time you blink. But why you fucking with Virgil and what's up with Mr. Southworth, or AKA the son of No Secrets? So, too much time has passed as far as I'm concerned. That's why I don't know, man. I really don't. Because the whole reason I even wanted Devil May Cry 5 is that I wanted to play Dante and I wanted to play Virgil. And I like the idea of Virgil having his own story. And the first thing I didn't get, Dante and Virgil. It stuck me with that deadweight ass motherfucking Ichigo Kuro Nero.
I enjoy Nero.
Yeah, you would say that, motherfucker. Nice nerd voice, by the way. Learn, perfect that voice. It might come in handy one day. But I digress. All right. Okay, guys, I will see you when I see you. Take care.